UFC 281. What a banger of a card.
In the books.
Had such high expectations going into this because there were just so many
It was
banger.
either going to be like really dead or really good, and
Yeah.
it was just the whole card. 7 hours.
Really?
7 hours. I was at that friggin' pub watching
And you
UFC.
didn't even get to watch the early prelims.
No, I did. I watched it all on my phone.
Oh, yeah,
I watched
but
it
they
all.
weren't-
It was
It was actually
I was
such a good card.
heartbroken. Honestly,
Really.
from start to finish, genuinely not a non-entertaining fight. The
Yeah.
only one you'd think would be like the Dan Hooker one, but fuck it.
Yeah.
Let's get right into it. Let's
Yeah.
talk about it.
Well, do you want to go over early prelims?
We'll
Not
just
really.
quickly skim over early prelims. Carlos Ulberg,
Yeah.
is that how you say it?
Goldberg, yeah. City kickboxing.
Gets the win.
Yeah, first round knockout.
What was after that? Friggin'
Montel Jackson,
Montel Jackson won that.
I mean,
Nothing crazy.
We'll get to the shot we actually give a
fuck
fuck
it.
about.
So, Matt Frivola, he won as well.
Yeah.
Steamroller.
So, like, there were some good highlight reels, but I mean, we want to get into like the meat of it all.
Yeah.
The meatball of it all.
Yeah.
Because we'll just Andre Petrosky mostly wrestled Wellington
It was a
into
good
a
fight.
decision.
It was a good
pretty
entertaining
decent
fight.
performance. Like, they pushed the pace well, and then from here on out, it's basically all
It's straight entertainment.
It's great. It was
Aaron
greatness.
Is it Blanchfield?
Erin Blanchfield, like, they were saying how underrated she was going into this.
Well, she's 9-1. She's
yeah.
like is a clear prospect in that division.
Yeah, and all the hype is around Molly, you know, like her and Paddy. And she to be fair to her, like, she had like some good wins.
She's on like 3 or 4 fight win streak, I think,
But,
with
I mean,
some decent knockouts.
She really got shown the fucking
She
levels
got
in this one.
straight dominated.
It was basically just a takedown and the crucifix for like the entire
I'm
round.
not even sure she landed a strike.
And then
I think she landed like 7 or something.
And just finished her off with the Kimura.
And it was just in the crucifix, elbow strikes, got
Yeah.
the Kimura, and then that was it. It was so satisfying.
So Erin Blanchfield definitely seems like a contender to be reckoned with, I'd say, in that woman's
absolutely.
flyweight weight class.
She's
shown
23 years old.
Yeah. Well, yeah, so she only really has to go up from here.
Exactly.
And Molly McCann, I mean, like, she's still relatively new to the UFC.
Is she though?
I think so, isn't she?
I thought she'd had like 6 or so fights.
Maybe. Oh no, I'm joking. I'm fully wrong there.
How
She's
many
actually
fights?
been there way longer.
Yeah, I
than
thought so. I saw someone say, "Oh, Molly's only been there a few."
It must just be because she was only getting attention like once Paddy came in, because I honestly thought she basically came in at the same time.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, so...
But that was very satisfying to watch. Hopefully Paddy's next on that.
Yeah.
But let's move on. Is it Dominic Reyes?
Dominic Reyes coming off his year or so long layoff.
Must have been more. I swear it was like 2 years off.
No, what was fight with Yuri? When was that? I can see right here.
That must have been during COVID.
That was May 1st, so it was like a year and a half ago.
Yeah.
Like, May 1st,
And
2021.
we got Dom 2.0 today.
Like, as in
Dom two
times
feet
worse
under the
chin.
ground. Yeah. He got
I feel bad
flatlined.
for Reyes, man. I feel so bad for him.
I mean this in the most genuine way possible, but he has to retire.
Yeah.
He absolutely has to.
It's
For
not
his
just-
own health and safety,
Yeah.
he's a silly young fella. I mean, he's like 30 odd, but
It's not just the losses,
Like,
it's like they're brutal. Like,
he was out. He was stiff as a
With a
boy on a
fucking jab.
Saturday morning.
Yeah.
He was proper hard.
With the, like, it wasn't even. I mean, there was obviously some power to it, but it was literally just like a short little jab as he
It was
came in and sent him out.
It was awful.
So yeah, obviously Dominic, like, he'd come off 2 brutal losses to the 2 former lightweight champions, light heavyweight champions, and then Spann just shut
it was
off
for Ryan
early.
Spann as well. Like,
He doesn't even train.
It was so brutal that people were calling Ryan Spann the Deontay Wilder of light heavyweight. That's how you know that you have no chin. Like, it was bad.
So yeah, it's just like, because if you keep fighting, you'll end up like Frank Edgar. So
and we'll get
to that. But Hanada Moicano defeating Brad Riddell.
Yeah.
This was just a pretty straightforward. Like, just took us back
We had
and
so
submitted
many
him.
first round finishes. Like,
Yeah. That was the thing, because like sometimes with the prelims, I mean, like,
all of the prelims must have been, were they?
except for that,
Yeah.
that.
But again, that was still an
wrestle.
entertaining fight.
Yeah, because most of the time with the prelims, like, they can go either way.
Yeah.
But here it was even better because they were stacked and like they were fighters we actually cared about in all of them. But yeah, Moicano, who's actually taking Riddell on the feet as well, which kind of led to like the grapple exchanges, and then just took his back, submitted
Was
him.
it? No, it was Riddell that got the takedown originally, wasn't it?
I think he got a takedown.
It
and
was
then
like a falling to the ground.
I think they
sort
got
of thing.
back up, and then they went into the clinch again, and then as they kind of fell, he took his back. And then submitted them in round one. So good performance by Moicano, because that was his first fight again after RDO.
Yes,
which was a
back down at
brutalisation.
But that was awful, actually, that fight.
Back on track. And then kick off the main card, New Zealand's own Dan Hooker.
Probably the only low point of this entire card, I would say.
I mean, it kind of was, but it was funny at the same time. It was like a different level of entertainment.
It was really embarrassing.
I was laughing at it.
Yeah. But
so we
Claudio,
I'm not sure
Puelles? I think it's Puelles.
And he had been on a bit of a run, if I'm not mistaken, hadn't he? Yeah. Not against the greatest of competition, really.
It was really bad. He was Ryan Hall level of no striking. Actually, Ryan Hall at least had like a knockout, didn't he?
I think
he had like spinning kicks and shit.
I'm surprised
this guy had nothing.
That this wasn't Joe Rogan's favourite fight on the card up until then. But yeah, I literally said, I'm waiting for him to spam like an Imanari roll or something, and then that's all he ended up doing.
To be fair,
entire rest
in
of
that
the fight.
first round, he actually did got it. Yeah, he got the roll, and then
Dan was able to hang in there.
Yeah, he did get the knee bar, and
basically, I'd say the most significant strikes were just like the continuous body kicks.
Yeah, they didn't even look like they landed that good, to be honest. Like
Claudio definitely needs to get some striking.
He's just getting cut. Like, if we're being completely honest, he's gone.
Just from how bad that performance was.
Yeah, hands down. That is friggin' Mike Jackson versus CM Punk.
Was Ryan Hall's performance not that bad against Taporia? I guess he just got knocked out cold so bad that it just made up for it almost.
Exactly.
But yeah, Hooker finally winning another fight again.
6 foot with a left hook.
He's got all it takes to be a champion.
Yeah, when I bite down on my mouth guard.
Yeah. Whatever. I can do just do what you want, Hooker. Just whatever. Bantamweight, Frankie Edgar. I didn't think Frankie Edgar should take another fight after his last one. He had 2 brutal back-to-back KO losses.
And it didn't stop there.
And it just... 3's a charm.
We literally, when we saw his family in the crowd, we were like joking, like, "Oh, here comes the highlight KO, like brutal," and just got caught with a clean knee,
just straight up the middle.
Again, he was just out stiff as Dominic Reyes. To be honest, it was bloody. It was fun to watch, but you do have to feel bad for Frankie Edgar. 41 years old, absolute pioneer of the sport. And he's just... I don't know how he made it to bantamweight, to be honest. From a lightweight champion.
You didn't want to see him go out like this, but I this was a suck. Did you? Well, just to get it through to him?
Because if he won this, if he won this or it was like a close decision...
maybe I guess. Something... As bad as it is, some people need to be knocked out. He didn't take
the gloves off, though, which is worrying.
Don't let him sit back in there. But Chris Gutierrez...
He was crying afterwards. That was a bit gay. Not that there's anything wrong with being gay, but it was just a bit puffy.
But was it just because of Frankie?
I don't know.
Was he feeling bad for him?
Has he beaten anyone else with a name?
Not really.
Exactly. Maybe that's why.
But I mean, they're saying he's underrated, so I'll take their word for it.
Yeah, doubt it.
And then we had the fight of the night, undoubtedly, we all expected it to be Dustin Poirier versus Michael Chandler.
Where is your brain, bro? He had everything
out of his head, obviously.
Yeah, he had everything he needed to win this fight.
Except cardio.
I think he could have... he wasn't extremely gassed. He wasn't way more gassed than Poirier.
He just doesn't know how to defend himself or...
when he gets hit, he puts his hands down and he... side to side, it's just ridiculous.
Every
the first
fight
round was insane. Chandler landed a big strike, and then he kind of dominated the first round. You'd say
until the last probably 30 or so seconds, he got
45 seconds,
real hard.
And like I said, he just puts his hands down side to side, just being done with it.
Allowed himself to probably take way more punishment than he needed to. And then
second was a 10-8. I'm saying it right now. I had that as a 10-8.
I thought it was. He basically just held Dustin down the entire round and was able to land some good shots on him.
Working for almost had a choke and rear naked choke a few times.
Yeah,
so he's landing big strikes. Yeah,
regardless of Dustin's flurry at the end of round 1, I personally thought Chandler was up 2 rounds to
with a 10-8.
With a 10-8. So really, he only had to last. Well, if the judges thought, whatever. But
even still, it would have been a draw, no?
Maybe.
20,
but all that matters is that it wasn't, and Dustin Poirier got the 3rd round submission because Chandler kind of went to take him down, and doing so, Dustin was able to kind of crawl, like take the back as he was doing it, and
just somehow, like he just to be fair, like I'm not going to say it was lucky, but it was circumstantial.
The way they fell,
it definitely favoured Poirier.
Yeah,
and he just somehow manages to win. He's a little bitch.
It's just so annoying. Like
Jolie's wife.
Chandler puts it all on the line, but he just. Like, he deserves especially this fight more than any. Like, I felt like he just deserved to win this, but Dustin just...
Somehow.
I'm not a fan of Dustin.
No.
I don't know if I've said that before.
Dustin Poirier watches Conor McGregor fuck his wife.
Yeah. But I just, like, I know Dustin...
Give Colby...
I know Dustin has, like, these banger fights and does all this shit, but I don't know, I just never like him. Every time I look at him, he just... there's just something about him. But, I mean, anyway...
On to the co-main.
Yep.
5 rounds. Zhang Weili versus Carlos Esparza, the champion.
The most predictable outcome in the history of MMA, right?
Yeah. It lasted longer than I thought it was going to.
It wasn't a first round knockout, so probably...
Which I think a lot of people thought it was.
Yeah.
But a lot of grappling in the first round. Well, not a lot, but that's sort of where the main things happened.
Yeah.
And then the second round...
Just submission.
Weili got a submission, and that's probably all you need to know. They'll probably run the Rose rematch back, I imagine.
Well, that will be a trilogy, even though she
won that second fight.
That racist Americans.
It's the Izzy Rob problem.
It's also
definitive first fight, close second fight. But now that they're 2-0 up, it's like hard to say.
And Rose, she's just got like this whole league of, well, probably not anymore, but she had like a whole league of stands that would just automatically think she was like so good at everything.
Yeah, Joe Rogan.
But I don't even want to talk about her.
No, of course, but that's literally
new
what you need to know.
We knew it was coming.
Yeah, and then the main event.
The main event, bro, I was on the edge of my seat this entire fight.
Israel Adesanya, Alex Pereira, Poatan
or something like that.
Vamos. That's let's go in
it was
Portuguese.
Honestly like pretty even on the feet for most of it, I would say. Apart from
the end of the first round, it was after the bell, so it is hard to.
It was like a millisecond, it was just, but because that round was pretty even. Like,
I gave it to Peter.
I thought it could have gone either way, really.
Yeah, I just thought he was like in the center of the octagon more, kind of landing some big shots.
But then as he got that big shot off at the end, and then the second round,
he came out really strong for the second round. I thought the second round was clearly Peter, because he got that head kick and just Alex, again,
the more significant strikes and secured it, I'd say, with that takedown at the end, and then the third round they was it Pereira again trying to initiate the grappling, but then Izzy was on top of him, or and he just couldn't get, he just didn't know how to get back up really after he got taken down.
Peter would get there, he would land these big strikes while Izzy was up against the cage, and then Izzy would just clinch. And
Izzy had real good clinch work, to be honest. Like, he was able to.
I don't know. I think he got damaged quite a bit. And,
but I mean,
but he timed it
maybe
really
just
well.
better than I thought it was going to.
I get that.
He was able to
negate. He stopped a lot of damage on himself,
and the momentum. If Alex was ever trying to build something up, he was able to cut him off just by clinching and stuff like that.
Exactly.
Until the fifth round.
Peter's corner told him in the fact you need a knockout, which was true. He probably got 10-8'd in the fourth.
Yeah.
Was the fourth or third?
I think it was the third. Yeah.
And so
he was just pretty gassed for the fourth. I saw one of the tweets said that they reckon that he was just taking it off for the fifth.
Oh, I think he was.
And then respect to Alex, because you always get these people who know they need a finish and cannoneer, and they still just go out and don't do anything. Yeah. But Alex actually fully went out trying to get the finish, and he got it.
Inside Izzy's head.
Yeah,
he is living rent free, and man, it was such a beautiful knockout. Well, it wasn't It was a knockout. It was TKO.
He just landed it was that left hook.
It was the left hook. It was
but
it was sort of like a mix with an uppercut.
And it was just really rocked out.
People saying this is an early stoppage. Absolutely clueless. Kill yourselves. It was perfectly timed. Izzy would have literally, there was no way he was conscious. He was literally looking at the ground.
Yeah.
I saw someone say, "Ever heard of slipping punches?" And I was like, brother, I will fucking slip you into the shadow realm.
He honestly looked like he had no idea where he was and was just running on instinct trying to move out the way. But early stoppage or not, I did not see him recovering from that at all. No,
and there was still time in the round.
Yeah. So.
But, it was beautiful.
I thought it was fair play.
And it wasn't like a Leon Usman, where it was like sort of 25 minutes of domination.
Nah, it was
like a closer fight.
Oh, like Adesanya was up on the scorecards definitely, but I feel like the only real dominance I would say just was that round of grappling. But other than that, like it was pretty back and forth the whole time, and like I think it was pretty close on the strikes as well.
Yeah, lots of leg kicks and sort of body work from Pete, especially in the clinch. The body work in the clinch was really good.
It was just good to see someone not afraid of going after Adesanya because I always think like
he just has that power.
I know he's such a good Adesanya's such a good counter striker, but I always think when I'm watching some of his opponents, like they always just let Izzy get away from him.
Kennedy probably would have just as much power as
probably.
Peter. Like if he just literally just goes and swings, you're probably. But like you said in the 5th round, you're probably going to get hit, but if you can just land one big strike, that's literally all you need. And I think it will do a lot for people facing Izzy going forward.
Like they'll be more confident, do you think?
Potentially, they'll be like, well, okay, if I can land that one shot.
I mean, what do you have to lose going up against him?
Especially if you're 5th round, literally like all of his previous opponents. 5th round, and you've got like you're down 4 rounds to none.
You're not winning the technical fight, so
that's
you
why
may as well.
Corners would be more honest with their fighters, because man, it'd just make life so much easier.
Yeah,
but obviously they'll do the rematch for this.
Yeah,
maybe in Brazil. Do you reckon in January, or is that too soon?
Fuck, I reckon that's way too soon.
You reckon?
It's like 2 months away.
Yeah, I guess so. She is a lot closer than I thought. I didn't realise it was still in fucking November.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's definitely the fight to make is the rematch.
Because like Pereira's not. If he takes on anyone with decent wrestling, he's just not winning. Really.
I don't know. Though.
Unless he can, like, he obviously still has a chance to knock them out.
But he's so big as well. He is. I literally was saying all night he could go up to light heavyweight, and I think he will at some point because he literally is that big. Pause. But
him versus Yuri would be a pretty mean fight if it stayed on the feet. I reckon. Like, that would just be like.
I think he would beat Yuri. Because Yuri's just dumb.
If it was on the feet, definitely. Because Yuri, he allows himself to get hit with a lot of shit.
And Yuri only got that sub against Glover because it was like late in the fight.
Yeah.
30 seconds away. I had Glover by decision on that fight as well. And I would have got like 8,000 XP as well.
Oh. Yeah, well, I had Adesanya on decision on this one.
Yeah, I had it by decision.
But I didn't care. It was just like, it makes it more, like, I was excited for Alex to win just because, like,
it shakes up the division.
Yeah.
Izzy's been champion for like 2 years now.
Because then if Adesanya won, it's just like, oh yeah, whatever. But then now Alex has won, then like,
and it just opens up more fights. Like, but frig, it was awesome.
Real good card.
Such a good card. Yep. If Chandler won, like I said, would have been probably the favourite card of all time.
Especially because like you saw Chandler against Gaethje, like he didn't really he rocked him a few times.
He could have won that fight again.
His performance was so much better tonight against Dustin, which is why I really. Especially because Dustin's always been like the number one guy in that division, basically, just without the belt.
Chandler fucks up Conor. I'm saying it right now.
Yeah.
Chandler absolutely murders Conor.
Like, Conor, if he's on form, can knock out anybody, but I mean, that's...
Do you know what? I think Chandler fucks up Conor, but Conor beats Charles.
I honestly reckon Conor versus Chandler, and then they just both retire.
Fuck yeah. At 170. Do it at 170 so that Chandler can just be bulk as fuck.
Yeah, it gives Chandler a payday. Like, at this point, he's really just taking so much damage and not winning, so...
Yeah. He does put on entertaining fights, and we respect him for it, but I'd much rather him see... I like him as a fighter, so I'd rather him get the win than do dumb shit to entertain the fans. But
then this fight was entertaining without... Like, the only dumb shit he was doing really was not defending.
Yeah,
but, like,
exactly. That's what I mean. That's the dumb stuff
I feel like he was a lot more responsible offensively in this fight compared to, like, some of his other ones, but... Yeah. Great card. Really good.
Really good card. But that's UFC 281. Let us know in the comments. What did you think?
In the box.
Anu, vamos.
Yeah.
Alex Pereira.
Yeah. Cover star, UFC 4.
Like and subscribe. And we'll catch you on the flip side. Pa.
Pa.
Pereira. Portan.
Yeah.